8-time world champion Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao.
Another right hook, straight left hand. Pacquiao's landing at will. Hard left hand.
Pacquiao defends his world welterweight title against Chris Algieri, an iron-willed undefeated champ with a chance of a lifetime.
Algieri has way too much heart for one person.
Can America's rising superstar dethrone a boxing icon? Pacquiao versus Algieri, Saturday, November 22nd. See it here.
Inside the Free National Movement Convention, what the former Prime Minister is saying about the leadership race. Fred Mitchell responds to OAS criticism of the immigration policy, plus the PM promises NIA legislation. We've got those stories and a whole lot more tonight. I'm Vonnie Toot and NB12 starts now. Tonight, Free National Movement insiders tell NB12 that Hubert Minnis has defeated his deputy, Loretta Butler Turner, to stay on as leader of the Free National Movement. We also understand that Peter Turnquest has been elected deputy leader and Michael Pintard has been elected Free National Movement chairman. Our Kyle Walking caught up with the contenders today, as well as former Prime Minister Hubert Ingraham, who responded to questions about a possible return to frontline politics.
After an extensive 4-week campaign, it all came down to this one day where FNM delegates from around the country came to decide who they want to have as their leader, their new deputy leader, and their new chairman. Former Prime Minister Hubert Ingraham said he's glad the convention was called so the party can now move on. We caught up with him shortly after he cast his ballot at the party's one-day convention. Ingraham said in the months leading up to the convention, there were many unsettled issues that needed to be addressed. Although he did not say who he supported for the top post, he said a true FNM would support whoever emerges as leader.
For us to all accept that we had a process that we all agreed to. People were able to come here, 450 or so delegates, and to mark their ballots in secrecy. And that the majority will determine who the winners are. And if we are all FNMs, we will accept the will of the majority and be guided accordingly.
Ingraham said given the Progressive Liberal Party's performance since winning the 2012 general election, the Bahamian people should want a new government by now, and that's what the FNM is aiming to become. As for if he would return in 2017, Ingraham said,
No, I'm not.
Now, as for the FNM's one-day convention, contenders fought hard to ensure they became a part of the new leadership team. The entrance to the Holy Trinity Activity Center was lined with posters and billboards of FNM leader Dr. Hubert Minnis, who was challenged by his own deputy, Loretta Butler Turner. Minnis said today he never felt threatened by Butler Turner.
What it shows is that the Free National Movement, we were built on the foundation. Our foundation was a democratic one, democratic principles. We believe in integrity, honesty, transparency. And what you're saying is a transparent procedure and a completely democratic process where at conventions, elections, all seats become available from chaplain up to leadership.
Meantime, Butler Turner, who spoke with NB12 shortly before she arrived at the convention, said she did everything she could.
Our party has been built on democracy, on diversity as well. We're going to go into this and we're going to demonstrate to the Bahamian people that we can be a united party going in and an even stronger party coming out of this. Our campaigning is now done and we have a process to go through. Hopefully at the end of the day, the victor, whomever it is, myself or Dr. Minnis, will reach out and ensure that we have a stronger party.
We also ran into two of the candidates vying for the post of deputy leader. Dr. Dwayne Sands had his share of posters around the convention hall as well and said today is a beautiful day.
It's a beautiful day. I'm expecting great things to happen for this Free National Movement Party. I've had unbelievable, overwhelming support from many of the delegates from across the length and breadth of the Bahamas and right here in Nassau. And so when the dust settles, when all is said and done, we will have a leadership race established, and I look forward as the new deputy leader of the Free National Movement to work very closely with my leader.
His opponent, Peter Turnquest, shared the same sentiments and said he expects to leave the convention a winner.
Well, I think, as has been articulated by our leader, this is a rebuilding point. This is the time when we will have our differences, settle them, and come out as a unified force. I think coming from here, you will find that the party will start to gear up its machinery, that we will you'll see a lot more from us, a lot more activity in terms of addressing the issues and representing the views of the people.
Both Turnquest and Sands had the task of fending off Chairman Darren Cash in the race for deputy leader. Then there was the race for chairman. Former State Minister for the Environment Fenton Nemore and Senator Michael Pintard said they are willing to work together for the good of the party, no matter who is elected.
At the end of the day, the FNMs will make a decision on who they feel is best to lead the party going forward. I have put my case forward to them, and so I'm confident that at the end of the day, it's their decision. I'm offering myself to them.
I did not pursue the position members of the party asked me to offer, and they did so in goodly numbers. We did a launch, as you would be aware, 2 nights ago, and persons turned out in numbers. I think at the low end we had 250 persons with 1.5 day notice. So if that's any indication, I think we should be fine.
Reporting for NB12, I'm Kyle Joaquin.
Following tonight's convention, FNM members predict the party will be stronger. However, FNM candidate for South Eleuthera Howard Johnson says the one-day convention was needed.
Well, I think we're going to come out good. I think we're going to come out unified and stronger. You know, whenever you go through these leadership battles, you see, in our party, we haven't done this for a while. Over the course of the last quarter century, 25 years, we've had a unanimous leader in Hubert Ingraham most of that time. And so we've never had these leadership battles, and to some degree it's gotten a little contentious, but I'm definitely sure that once we come out of this today, we're going to reconcile, we're going to unify, and we're going to move forward together, because after all, we're all keepers of the flame and FNMs.
Former Cabinet Minister Larry Cartwright says tension between Minnis and Butler Turner caused division in the party, and after tonight, there must be unity.
It's a good point midway of the time, and it'll take us into, it'll give us another 2.5 years to get ourselves together and to move this party forward, because we have to take over the government. This party that's in government right now are not doing a good job. Even their own supporters are disgruntled, and so are all of the other persons in the country, and I think we need to do it. And now is a good time for a convention to solidify and unify the party to make sure that we can move forward in unity and fight this government.
The party is coming together. Yes, we are going to have contested elections for virtually every party office, but we've done this many times before. We will emerge from this convention reinvigorated, reunited, and ready.
In other news, Foreign Affairs and Immigration Minister Fred Mitchell says Secretary General of the Organization of American States, Jose Miguel Elzulza, was ill-informed when he referred to the Department of Immigration's efforts to limit illegal migration in the Bahamas as roundups. Mitchell said in a statement, a report by the Jamaican press on Thursday referred to Elzulza's comments using indirect speech. He said the report is another example of the unfortunate and ill-informed commentary about these simple measures. The Foreign Affairs Minister said he instructed the ambassador to the OAS Thursday night to immediately contact the Secretary General for urgent clarification. Mitchell has repeatedly defended the Bahamas' new immigration policy, which took effect on November 1st. Once the FNM's one-day convention ends tonight, Prime Minister Perry Christie says he's hoping opposition members will be more receptive to proposed changes to the 4th Constitutional Amendment Bill. Both PLP and FNM members have expressed fear that the 4th bill, which seeks to end discrimination based on sex, could pave the way for same-sex marriage. However, Christie says he hopes the opposition and government can come together on this issue.
We're hoping that the amendments that were proposed with respect to Bill number 4, that on reflection, that those amendments would satisfy the 2 or 3 people in the opposition party who've taken a position.
Christie suggested government does not intend to plead with people who should know better to support a bill that has nothing to do with marriage.
It would appear to me that when you find people who will not respond to the best lawyers in the world putting in themselves in writing on something, then there's some other considerations involved, and I don't need to fight a referendum in the country where we're pleading with people who know better to support it. So, that's the position I adopted, and I think it's a position that we will maintain going back into Parliament with the hope that the opposition and the governing party can come together.
National Security Minister Dr. Bernard Nottage said on Wednesday government is still committed to the passage of the 4 bills, but suggested the FNM is distracted by today's convention. However, FNM MP Peter Turnquest insisted the opposition is not distracted and is ready to move forward with this process. Nearly a month after Chinese investors purchased the Hilton and agreed to join a partnership to implement a plan for Bay Street redevelopment, officials from the Downtown Nassau Partnership say they have yet to see that plan. Jasmine Brown reports.
While the two groups have yet to officially meet to discuss the redevelopment plans for downtown Nassau, they say that meeting will happen soon. CSCEC is the state-owned parent company of China Construction America, which is building Bahamar and which purchased the British Colonial Hilton along with 2 office buildings and 6 undeveloped acres adjacent to the hotel. In addition to the Hilton deal, the CSCEC presented a redevelopment plan for downtown Nassau. DNP project manager Javon Moss today admitted that DNP board members have not seen those plans, nor have they spoken with the Chinese investors. But he says they are arranging that meeting.
We haven't been able to sit down and meet with them. Our executive team has been working on scheduling meetings with them, and that's going to be important in the short and long term, so that we know specifically what their plans are for their site and how is Downtown Nassau Partnership going to be able to work with them to make sure that the goals that we've set for our city is accomplished and realized.
Moss says they also understand CSCEC plans to revamp the Hilton property.
And their plans is really wrapped around their property and what they're going to do to enhance it, and there's expected to be some bit of development on the western end of their property.
As the DNP forges ahead with plans to meet with the CSCEC, Tourism Minister L.B. Wilstrom has confirmed the Chinese had presented a redevelopment plan for downtown. He said some of the plan was exciting, but asserted that the Chinese would not be given responsibility for the redevelopment of Bay Street. Moss says for now the DNP will continue with plans to complete another major project in the Rawson Square area.
We continue to support the work of maintaining downtown. As you would have seen last year, we would have done quite a bit of capital improvements in downtown, and this year has been a lot of management and maintenance.
The DNP was formed in 2009 as a joint venture between the private and public sectors in a bid to redevelop the city of Nassau. The DNP oversees the restructuring of urban space on New Providence. That includes the social and economic transformation of the city of Nassau from Wolf Road to Bay Street and from Arawak to Potter's Key. Reporting for NB12, I'm Jasmine Brown.
When NB12 returns, the Prime Minister promises NIA legislation. Find out more after this break.